Late coming to the line, as he often does, is Fazrul Sham on the number 11 for Cardinals Factory Racing.
Pitt's bike were magnificent in qualification this morning. They've clearly got something right around this circuit. They know this circuit so well. Underbone 150cc is underway, and those two Pitt's bike bikes are flying off the line.
They sure did. Let's see how this pans out as they go into turn 1. That's Afif Amran going to the outside. Now they peel in, and he holds it.
That was a remarkable start from those two bikes as the two latecomers, Hafiz Farrell and Aditya Fauzi, they are now on the circuit with some work to do, but there's time, and they will get back up with the pack, I'm sure. They're just going to have to work a lot harder in the early stages. But how about this? Ahmed Afif Amran, bike 50, and Akid Aziz going away, and the guy who stuck with them was Nizano.
Well, what a surprise. What a purple patch he's having as he takes a very early lead.
Nizano, bike number 143. A quite phenomenal season. 4 wins in a row, followed by 2 podiums. And that was after a win in race number 1. He had a double win here at Sepang last time he was here.
Yeah, for me, the form rider this weekend so far is the rider who's now back at the front and started from his first Underbone pole position, amazingly, Afif Amran.
Ponglo Boimpeng also making an impression. Oh, look at this. We've got a little group of 1, 2, 3, 7 who pulled away. Maybe we're going to see something unusual in Underbone. But not the chaos that we're used to.
Well, let's see. I think Pirapong just... Oh no, there he is.
Pirapong is part of that group. It was 7, it's now grown, as Underbone tends to.
Yes, Dimas Julie just behind them. I think this group might close up.
The race tech, okay, it was 5, it's now back up to 55. I do exaggerate, up to 26 though.
Well, we'll get a better picture after they've come round the next turn, turn 15. They're on the back straight right now, and what a sight that is.
2 wildly different lines being taken. And the potential champion, Leslie Zainal, is the one, of course, who just takes the inside line. He'll drop into P3 at the moment. Ahmed Afif Amran leading the way, also in that group. Ahmed Fazrul Sham for Cardinals Racing. It's going to be bike number 24, Pirapong Boimpeng, alongside Ahmed Afif Amran, who crossed the line in P1 and 2 respectively. Meeting Krejna up there as well.
Yeah, Pirapong very much overdue an appearance on the podium. That's the number 24 there with the orange nose, just behind the championship leader. And scampering into the lead there, I do believe I saw Fazrul Sham.
Indeed, of course. He always makes a statement every race. It's part of his DNA, particularly here at Sepang. He likes to get involved.
As we were saying, the last time we saw him on top of the box, it was here at Sepang in 2024, same weekend.
April King Moscado also making a little move. Bike number 43, pride of the Philippines. One of the prides of the Philippines.
Indeed, they have a few. Looking for our naughty boys. Aditya Fauzi, he's 6, nearly 7 seconds adrift of the leader, so that's catchable. His quality, Aditya Fauzi. So well for JPNW on the Honda this season. He was partnering Weiwaji in Race Tech 60 last season.
Race Tech, of course, will be involved as well. By 202, Dimas Juliat Moko in the luminous lime green.
That's it there, it's luminous lime green. The kaleidoscope that is Underbone 150.
Additional blue of April King Moscado, and currently tucked in P4 now. Been looking forward to see April King getting back to some form. Been out of form, but hasn't picked up enough points throughout this season. A couple of DNFs don't help. Best position a P5. this time out in Mandalika.
Yeah, the number 23 for Zaya LFN. Good bit of Krishna making his presence felt there.
Ooh, a little bit of contact. Somebody's got a problem. It is 24. It is Piripong Luboympeng, and Piripong, well, not a great season, and it's going to end his race here. Looked like mechanical problem for Piripong. Arm was raised. He came to a near sudden stop by the pit wall.
Unfortunate for the Thai. He lived to fight another day, but over the line goes our pole man. In first place, Afifan Ran.
Peter Kreshna and Shirat alongside him. April King Moscato in there, and Husney, of course, Husney. Bike number 143 just holds on. Right position, as always. We've got to keep an eye on Husney. Bike 143, a victory today, or a finish ahead of the man who's in P2, Fahmi Bassam. And we've got a champion 3 races before the end of the season, 3/4 of the way through the season.
Yeah, incredible stuff. There is Fahmi Bassam, still the defending champion. He needs to finish, somehow he needs to finish in front of Husni Zainal Fauzi.
Damar's got himself up there as well, 144, and there's the poor old Piripong. In that heat, I wouldn't fancy having to push a bike, but Piripong will just have to dawdle back into the pit lane, coming under our commentary box as we speak.
Yeah, but look at the leaderboard now. April King Moscato, haven't seen much of him this weekend, really, in terms of at the front. So let's just have a look at YUIG Frelaxana. You can see leading that gaggle at the moment.
It is a gaggle. 70 Sharat in the all black leathers. Could be a guy just to spoil things. Ooh, a little bit of a problem there. 2 riders just having to stand up. It can get very congested, particularly going up the hill at 9. You get that line wrong and you can be forced out quite an awful lot. And April King Moscato is making a break for it here. And he's taking the pit bike boy with him. He's taking Ahmed Afif Amram with him. Very difficult though in Underbone to make a break.
Very difficult indeed, and you and I remember well, Des, the last time we saw it, it was Afif Amran at Buriram, maybe 3 seasons or so ago. But we have a very big group at the front now.
All getting a pull from the slipstream. 43, April King still leads the way. Ahmed Afif Amran is in there. The pit spikes are looking to make a statement. Oh, and April King just manages to correct that, but he loses 15 places as a result, as April King Moscato.
Yep, back to the front, it's Afif Amran.
145 is Daniel Damar.
Yeah, it's Daniel Damar. He looked good this morning, he looked good yesterday.
Fahmi Bassam has made a mark as well. April King Moscato, that mistake on that hairpin corner cost him 15 positions, Barry. It is, you just cannot make a mistake in this class without losing positions.
That makes the achievement so far of Husni Zainal Fauzi all the more incredible.
So there, the race tech bikes just going off the wrong line. Dimas Juliet Moko and YUIG Frelaxana.
They're still at the front, they're having a good race.
Shirat Sauki on the Yamaha, the Indonesian, the man in black. His engineers have got something right today.
Yep, one of the Hondas there. That's a fantastic shot.
Racetech getting in good position. Dimas Juliet Moko.
Damar is the number 70. It's one to watch out for throughout this weekend.
23 in the chasing group.
Charles Shazras is up there, Des, the number 61. Just gets his nose chopped off by Gupita Krishna.
We have got 1.6 seconds between P1 and P18, who is Akid Aziz. Akid Aziz is somebody who knows this track very well, and we've seen numerous times by Russell He just waits until the final lap and a half or so to work his way up to the top.
Yeah, I can't think of another rider who is happy enough to stay that far back until late in the race and then come through.
He left it late as well today in terms of qualification. He got himself onto P2 ahead of Husni Zainal, only to be pipped at the post by his compatriot and teammate Ahmed Afif Amram. The Race Tech boys who are making the mark at the moment.
Yeah, it is. Keeping themselves very much in the conversation. The Indonesian Race Tech 60 team.
Zato Fernando joins the conversation. Takes a nice tight line, does the experienced Filipino. Like 17 in the shot there as we come through. It'll be 2 laps to go once they go over the start-finish line. Wow, that is just a remarkable sight. 0.3 of a second between 1 and 11. Oh yeah.
Incredible stuff, and just poking his nose in at the front there is Masato Fernando. The number 17, often in the mix, but too often, falls victim to failure at the end, gets caught up in some kind of incident. Let's see if he can hold it together for this race.
I can also tell you 177 Aditya Fauzi, who had to start from the pit lane, had a penalty. He's in that leading group as well. There is 17 Masato Fernando, as you just said, nicely tucked into P4.
That's Aditya right with him there.
Yep.
So if you wondered about how good Aditya Fauzi is, that's how good he is.
P2. Maybe give him a lap penalty. Maybe race control should be even stricter.
Well, second in the championship last year, alongside Gupta Krishna now.
Need to keep an eye though on bike 143, Husni Zainal in 8th at the moment, not being able to really dominate this race. Just pops his nose out as once again 23. Krishna makes a move.
Yeah, right in the middle there is Fahmi Bassam, and down goes
96, 98, 96.
That's Hafiz, yeah. Working hard to catch up after starting from pit lane. He's down.
Well, that is a tough day at the office for Hafiz Farrell. Worked so hard to get himself back up into the reckoning, and then comes off with a lap and a half to go. Actually, it was Mohammed Kubriansha who's gone out.
Yeah, 88. Oh, so that's both Team One for All bikes out. That's a rotten afternoon for them.
Through the heat haze for the penultimate time.
Yeah, that's the glinting of the number 23 of Gupta Krishna, who's been right at the front all the way through.
He's had a win already this season, Gupta Krishna. We know as a former champion, he knows the way to win. Underbone has been the strength of Asia Road Racing Championship. That's how Underbone started. And look at what it's created.
Yeah, somebody just darted out to the other side of the circuit. There's Daniel Demar, who just suddenly swung to the outside. Ahead of turn 1, Afif Amran started from pole position, starts the final lap, goes through turn 1 in the lead.
The 2 blue racing suits of Cardinals Factory Racing, Izzat Zaidi and Ahmed Fazl Sham at the back of that group. Anyone from 1 to 18 possible to win this one.
1 second covering the first 14.
Husni Zainal in P10 of those 14, bike 143. Today might not be the day, unless Fahmi Bassam can't get a decent result.
Race Tech 60s are there, Des, both of them. Wayuaji and Dimas Juli in that order.
The break has been made, and it is Ahmed Afif Amram who has made that break, and he's got it on the final lap, and there's possibilities here for Ahmed Afif Amram. It's the Race Tech boys who are chasing him, but Ahmed Afif Amram for Pitt's bike. Look over the shoulder.
That's confident. Enough time to look over his shoulder, but what can he do? Especially when they get to the back straight for the final time. This is great work from Afi van Ran, and great work from Race Tech 60, and great work from the number 70, Daniel Demar.
Well, they're not closing down Afif at the moment, and he's actually accelerated up the hill there. That's a remarkable piece of racing from Ahmad Afi van Ran. And he's aware the peloton are closing him down, but there's the gap that he's got, and he's made a break for home.
He's got enough.
Well, you'd think here, Ahmad Afi van Ran, for Pittsbike, for Malaysia. In the championship, Husni Zainal is still looking pretty good. He's in 9th at the moment, but Ahmad Afi van Ran, let's focus on this race first. And he made the break on this final lap, Barry Russell, and he's going to do it.
And he's got Daniel Demar at the front, just behind him, but now everything's going to change into the final turn.
Ahmad Afi van Ran, Damar goes wide, he loses it, but Ahmad Afi van Ran is going to skate away to a landslide victory. That's Sepang behind him, we look at it. Afi van Ran takes the victory. Behind him, Fahmi Bassam, third Husni Zainal. The championship will carry on.
Wow, it doesn't get any closer than that. There was 5 thousandths of a second between Fahmi Bassam and Husni Zainal Fauzi.
1 point short, Husni Zainal. 1 point short. He's got 3 races to accumulate 1 point. But he's got himself remarkably another podium, Husni Zainal. Ahmad Afi van Ran, of course, Pittsbike. That's where the celebrations should be. Malaysia celebrating. But it won't be long till Husni Zainal is celebrating for Zir LFN.
Afif was magnificent all the way through yesterday in free practice. He clocked his first pole position in qualifying this morning, and he won the race by 1.2 seconds. That's like being in another postcode in underbone terms.
Dimas Juliat Moko getting himself a P4 and 13 points. So he keeps well in the battle for second. Photo finish, of course. Race direction is going to look at this 5,000th of a second. But as we look from our commentary position, look clear as day.
Daylight.
Just looking at the difference between, well, first was 1.2 seconds clear. Then between second place Fahmi Bassam right the way down to Aditya Fauzi, who finished 9th, there is 1/10 of a second, no more, to separate 8 bikes.
And so Afi van Ran did that rare thing, which is to make a break, and the only rider I can think of to do that before. Let's have another look.
So there's your winner. That's Ahmad Afi van Ran.
Then there's a long break,
we believe, as we wait and wait.
1.2 seconds at how many frames a second this is.
So 2:22, Fahmi Bassam just ahead of Husni. Yeah, Fahmi is there.
Believe it or not, it is visible.
Fahmi ahead of Husni, ahead of Dimas Juliat Moko, ahead of Wajid Trilaksana.
Dimas Julie up on the stirrups like a jockey, pushing his head over the front of the bike to try and get an advantage.